Welcome to Salisbury University on the Air, a program highlighting the activities and the people of the campus. My name is Susan Purnell. It's been said that music is a universal language. From the melodies of Japan to works by a famed Norwegian composer to songs well known to most Americans, Salisbury University takes listeners through a musical atlas during its annual Spring Music Festival. American Adventures, music that inspired a nation. Joining me to discuss the festival are Drs. William Folger, co-chair of SU's Music, Theater, and Dance Department and professor of music, and Jerry Tabor, director of the SU Jazz Ensemble. First is Bill. So welcome back, Bill.
Thank you.
Always good to see you. And I just have to say on record that Hairspray was one of the best things I've ever seen the college do.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun and a great cast and great.
Oh, it was. I felt like I was at a Broadway show.
Oh, wonderful.
I really did. It was so great. So congratulations on that. And now we've got the Spring Festival to look forward to.
Yes, moving on. Yes.
Yeah. And so I just mentioned the title to be American Adventures, Music That Inspired a Nation. What's that mean in terms of what we're going to hear?
Well, it's always difficult because we all have, as conductors, our own ideas for programming. But we thought this encapsulated, in a general way, most of our programming. You know, we go from jazz, which is very American, to a lot of my music, which is mostly composed by American composers, and then the symphony, using some game music, which is very creative. Dr. Schoen, and then the concert band Gershwin. So covering pretty much things that relate it to the United States and the making of a nation. Music is a big part of our culture.
It certainly is. So all four of the ensembles will be playing during the festival. Where and when will it take place?
All performances will take place at Holloway Hall Auditorium, 7:30 p.m. And the bookend shows, Chorale and Salisbury Symphony are the only ones that are charging. The others are free, open to the public.
So you conduct the Salisbury University, it's the Salisbury and University chorales because you have people who are from the community as well as the college, is that right?
That's correct. We're combining both chorales, the University chorale, which is just students, and the Salisbury chorale, which is community.
Okay. And that performance will be?
That is Saturday, May 4th already, 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And what is the title of this year's concert?
Our title is An American Landscape, and it encapsulates mostly American music. There's one composer that's not, but most of the music that he composed for this concert took place in the United States.
Okay.
Ola Yelo was a Norwegian composer by birth.
But his composition took place in the United States.
He composed it here in the States, so I stretched it a little.
Oh well,
yeah,
that's all right.
Sometimes you have to stretch
a little liberty. That's fine.
Right.
And you have some students, I think, that are soloists in this.
Yeah, we have a solo quartet in the Bernstein Choral Quilt, and we also have a soloist for two of actually the Ola Yelo pieces.
Okay, and any other pieces that they're going to be performing, or?
Not as soloists. The others we actually have some solo guest artists. We have a solo quartet, string quartet coming to perform with us, and then a jazz saxophone player.
Oh, that's great. As accompanists for the.
Yes, they will be accompanying and performing with Susan Zimmer, our wonderful pianist, and we have a wonderful pianist that will be joining her, a student pianist who's just a freshman, who will be playing the Forrest number, Dan Forrest.
And how much are tickets for your?
Tickets are $12 for adults, $9 for seniors, SU alum, faculty, staff, and then $3 for students. A great deal.
That is a great deal. And then up next is the Salisbury Pops, directed by Lee Nyer. What does he have in store for us this year?
Well, he always does music that's open to all people, all generations. I think the highlight of his Gershwin medley. I think that I highlight that, and I think he might even have some guests, but I leave that as a surprise.
Okay, surprise guests.
Lee always has a few nice surprises.
Yes, he does. He does. And that will be, again, in Holloway Hall, 7:30, what date?
7:30 on the 8th of May.
The 8th.
Tuesday the 8th.
Okay,
and
very
it's
good.
free and
totally free.
Totally free admission.
Okay,
yes.
so if you miss that, you're missing something.
Exactly.
Right, okay. Now, as we all know, President Janet Dudley Ashbach is retiring after almost 18 years here at the college, and she's been a big supporter of the music and the arts, hasn't she?
She has been wonderful. I'm going to miss that, and we'll look forward to having her on campus around as a faculty member.
I know, it's good that she's not going anywhere, but are we doing anything to honor her in some of these concerts?
Yes, I'm actually, in my concert, I'm dedicating a piece called Evening Prayer by Ola Yelo, in her memory. That's the one with the saxophone jazz solo. I thought she would like that. And then I think Professor Nyer might be also dedicating some of his concert to her. I don't want to say too much because I don't
Okay,
want to,
you don't want to ruin the surprise.
yes, but
Okay.
we want to send our appreciation to Dr. Janet. She has been just wonderful
She
supporter.
has been. She's an amazing person, and just really put the university in Salisbury on the map.
Most definitely, yes.
She really has. So the jazz ensemble, which I'm going to talk to Jerry about after the words, is next, and after that is the Salisbury Symphony Orchestra concert. Tell us a little bit about this year's theme.
For the symphony, it's East meets West.
Okay.
And we're having a flautist come from, I think it's the Asian culture, and he will be the main performer. Also, we do some master classes with our students on Friday, I believe.
Now, when you say a flautist, I heard he played something called a shakuhachi.
Shakuhachi, good, yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I call it I don't know if a flute is the right word. It's a wind instrument. It's not transverse.
It's
I
kind
think
of bigger than a flute, right? And you play it like
you play it
this
right.
way, not this way.
Exactly. It's
Right.
not a transverse. But yeah, it's pretty. I mean, some of the transverse flutes can be as big, but this is a unique instrument, and culturally, it'll be a nice combination with some of his other music scored for the
And what's his
concert.
name? Is it Blasdale? I couldn't
Yeah.
pronounce it. I saw it somewhere.
Blasdale.
Blasdale, right? And he's a pretty big figure, isn't he, in Japan? I think he's
Yes, he's a master at this instrument and this style of music, and so it's very nice to have him here in Salisbury.
I heard he was also a master of the martial arts.
Yes, I don't think he's demonstrating that.
We won't be talking about that, huh? No. Okay. Will he be giving a public lecture while he's here?
I believe at the beginning, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's doing the master class too. Things are a combination of that Friday, Saturday, and everybody's invited to the master class as well.
So I understand that there are also some portions of this SSO concert that video game enthusiasts will be excited about.
Yes, it's very popular, the music for video games. A lot of composers are writing for that, so Dr. Shoin is going to present some of that music.
I swear I never even thought of that as a genre.
It's a new genre, relatively.
Just
yes.
amazing. And when is that concert?
That is Saturday, let's see, I got to think, the 12th of May.
Okay, so we start on the 4th, the 8th, the 10th, and the 12th.
12th, that's right. Yeah.
Phew!
It's a busy week, yes.
Busy week of music.
And ending up right before Mother's Day, which is Sunday. So.
Any music lover that says there's nothing to do in May,
No.
think again.
That's true.
That's right. And to go to the Symphony Orchestra, I know there is a charge for that. Do you remember how much tickets are for that?
I believe it's $25 is the full price. And all the
There's
details,
the
better
seniors.
safe is check the website.
Check the website.
And
Okay.
you can purchase tickets online as
Okay.
well as at the door.
Okay.
And there's also senior discounts as typical and
Good.
student discounts.
I know I now qualify. It's great.
It's a wonderful program. Symphony. All our ensembles present wonderful opportunities for everybody here in Salisbury.
They really do. And we have to thank you and the community and all the staff and students for providing us with this kind of entertainment, this high quality entertainment. Like I said, from Hairspray a couple weeks ago through the spring concert, you bring so much to the community, and I want to thank you for that.
Well, it's our pleasure, and we showcase our students, we showcase our wonderful community members. It's our pleasure.
There's a lot of
honor.
talent around.
Very much so.
There
yes.
really is, and we thank you for sharing it.
Thank you.
And now, here's a look at what's happening on the campus in May. Up next is Jerry Tabor, here to tell us about the jazz portion of this year's Spring Music Festival. So welcome, Jerry.
Thank you.
So glad to talk to you. We've never met before.
I know it's hard to believe.
It is
after all
hard.
these
I've
years.
talked about you a lot with Bill, but never to you. So this is great. How exciting.
It's great to be here.
Yes. So this year, the Jazz Ensemble has what in store for us?
Well, we have a special program. This year, we have guests coming from New York City, some of the top players in jazz at the moment.
Wow.
Ben Wolf is on bass, and he's the bass instructor at Juilliard School in New York. We have Donald Edwards on drums, and he plays with almost everyone it seems.
Really?
And we also have David Kukoski, who has quite a reputation as a band leader, and he played with some of the greats even as far back as the 80s.
Gosh. So, and I also understand that you have been the composer of some of the pieces that we're going to hear.
Yes, we're going to be doing two of my numbers, and I wrote them for this particular group because we usually split the ensemble up into smaller groups so that they can have more opportunities for improvisation. And so there wasn't any music written for this particular combination. So I wrote the music for, I wrote a piece for each of the two groups.
So how long have you been composing?
Well, I composed jazz for groups that I organized in high school.
Oh, so forever.
Yeah, so I've been composing for a long time.
Let's talk about that for a second. So what to you, two questions. What's the most rewarding part of it? And what's the most difficult part of composing music?
The most difficult is coming up with the initial idea. Once the idea that you come up with works with a particular combination of instruments, then it's a matter of working with that idea and fleshing it out until it becomes something meaningful musically. Probably the most rewarding thing is just hearing it played and seeing people enjoy what they're hearing.
I bet. Now, I was a music major in college, and I also directed the madrigal group that we had. So one time I took a stab at a madrigal. It's not that difficult to write a madrigal. But the most exciting thing was hearing them. When you sit there and tinker at the piano and try to sing all four parts yourself, it's just not that great. But when it comes to life,
yeah, and they're performing on Wednesday, the 9th, the day before the jazz ensemble plays. They're doing their own concert, and they will be featuring their own compositions in that concert. And then they're joining us in the jazz band on Thursday night as guests.
okay, so individually they have their own careers, but they also are a trio. Is that right?
That's correct.
And they play other places?
They have in different combinations. I mean, basically what they've done is formed a trio for the purpose of coming here as artists.
Oh, okay.
And so I invited Donald Edwards to bring down some of the people that he works with. And so these are the ones that he put together. And so they formed this group, EKW Trio, for the purpose of performing here at Salisbury University.
Oh, Mike, that's
It's
very
quite a treat.
special.
It's quite a
Yeah,
treat,
that's
yeah.
great. Now, they're also going to have a pre-concert lecture,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
What's that going to be about, and when is that?
That will be at 7 o'clock,
Before
right
the
before the
concert.
concert on the
Okay.
9th
At Holloway Hall.
in Holloway Hall.
Okay, so if
That's
you
right.
get there half hour early, you'll be able to talk to the musicians.
You can,
Or
yes.
they're gonna talk to you.
We're going to start the lecture at 7 o'clock, and the concert starts at 8 o'clock. And so there will be some time in between there where people can ask questions and talk to the performers.
What
That's
do you
right.
think they're going to be discussing?
Well, they'll probably discuss, if they follow the discussions that we've had, they're probably going to be discussing how communication works across the ensemble. without talking. Obviously, jazz musicians communicate all the time.
I know, it's
So,
amazing.
but
to
the
me.
level of communication that this particular set of players has is quite advanced. And so,
Can you give me an example
well,
of how they communicate?
it's well, a lot of eye contact, a lot of smiles,
Like yours.
and I mean, they actually can communicate by what they're playing. So sometimes I've seen, for example, Donald Edwards might look at David Kokoski and sort of raise his eyebrows a little bit and play a figure on the drums, and then he'll pick up, David on piano will pick that up. And of course the bass player's in between them, so he's watching what's going on.
Right.
So
So
he'll
there's a
pick
lot
up
of nonverbal communication
a
that we
lot,
don't
yeah.
see.
Right, right. And this,
Right.
and the reason I wanted these particular players to come is so that my students can learn a lot more about how advanced jazz players communicate across, especially the rhythm section, where they are able to create events without knowing that they're coming. So it's a matter, and the kinds of events that these particular players create are the kind that sound like they have been composed out thoroughly.
But they're really being composed as
On the spot, yeah.
they're
Yeah,
being
they're
performed.
improvising it, yeah. they're
Yeah,
improvising.
that's always been a mystery to me. I was never a good improviser. So
It's still a mystery
it's
to
a
me.
skill.
And
I bet it
improvise all the
isn't. I
time.
bet it isn't.
The way they do that, it's really amazing.
So, admission to this lecture and the EKW Trio concert and your SU Jazz Ensemble, free?
All free. Yep, open to the public. This is funded by the department and the university, so that the general public and our students get the benefit of being with professional musicians.
Boy, and if people don't take advantage of that, they're going to be missing something.
They will miss something. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is going to be quite an extraordinary performance.
That
yeah.
it really does sound so. Where else is the Jazz Ensemble going to be performing this spring? Anywhere else?
Yes, we were invited to play at the Berlin Blues and Jazz Bash.
That's always fun.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And it is always fun. We're playing at 10 o'clock on Saturday, May 5th.
Okay, so right before the beginning of the... actually,
No,
the
it's
4th
actually,
is when we
I
start.
think we're one of the first performances
Yeah.
in the festival.
Okay, great. So Saturday morning then. you
Saturday
think.
morning on Main Street.
Very good. Well, I am looking forward to this and everything else that we've talked about today with the upcoming Spring Music Festival. Thank you for being here today, and
I'm glad
good
to be here.
meet you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Good
to
luck
talk
with your
about it.
trio.
Thank
I
you.
think that sounds very exciting and educational.
I think it will be.
Yeah,
Thank you so
absolutely.
much.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
And now, here's another look at events happening on the campus in May. I'd like to thank my guests, Drs. Bill Folger, co-chair of SU's Theater, Music, and Dance Department, and Jerry Tabor, director of the SU Jazz Ensemble. So many enjoyable musical events are happening on campus in May. I hope to see you at some of them. I'm Susan Purnell. This has been Salisbury University on the Air. Thank you for watching.